Part 20. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 194. The Uchiha clan still suffers from pink eye. Due to the disease and genetic mutation, they became Sharingan. Hinata said very seriously. The reason why she hates Uchiha is because the guys from the Uchiha clan always come to trouble her. They all seem to have a grudge against her, and they always pester her. Hinata Hikaru also has a little temper, The graduation of Genin is by no means the end. The Uchiha clan will definitely make a comeback. Hinata Hikaru firmly believes in this. There are always unscrupulous people from the Uchiha clan who want to harm my leader. Hinata's mutterings were all heard by Jiraiya. Jiraiya rubbed his chin, thinking about this. The reason why the old man asked him, Orochimaru and Tsunade to accept Hikari as a disciple was probably because Uchiha clan. The three of them were also responsible for protecting Hikari from being killed by the Uchiha clan. This is also the reason why the three of them always follow Hinata Hikari secretly. And also, Jiraiya looked at the three students. Why did the Sandaime want him to serve as Hinata Hikari's mentor? Why not Orochimaru, or Tsunade? Jiraiya, somewhat understood. The problem is serious now. Jiraiya said with a serious face. Namikaze Minato looked at Jiraiya with doubtful eyes. You three had better be careful in the future. In addition to causing trouble for Hinata Hikaru, the Uchiha clan may also cause trouble for you and Namatsu. Jiraiya patted Namikaze Minato and Namatsu on the shoulders. What's the meaning? Yesong frowned. He. The expression on Jiraiya's face suddenly became extremely fearful. The Uchiha clan has a great beauty. Namikaze Minato understood instantly. But Yesong didn't understand. He said, Namikaze Minato, what do you understand? Cough cough. Namikaze Minato was sweating on his forehead. That. He seemed hesitant to speak. Quack. At this time, Hinata also understood. This leader also knows. Hinata raised her hands like a primary school student answering a question. Jiraiya's hobby is peeping. Because he spied on many women of the Uchiha clan, the men, women, and children of the Uchiha clan hated Jiraiya. When the time comes, the Uchiha clan may retaliate. On top of this leader and you too. Yesong. Yesong never knew that a pot could fall from the sky like this. Thinking of being chased by a group of Uchiha ninjas, even Nosatsu couldn't help but frown. Maybe those Uchiha couldn't defeat Jiraiya, but it was enough to deal with these naughty kids. Let's settle old scores together when the time comes. Can we withdraw from the group? Yesong said that he wanted to change his instructor to Jonin. There is no such thing as cheating teammates. He, don't worry. Jiraiya had a weird smile on his face. In order to prevent the Uchiha clan from persecuting you in the future, I will test your strength first, and then make a strict training plan for you. In this way, in the future, you will become a great when you become a ninja, you will be grateful to me. Jiraiya said very shamelessly. He wanted to gesticulate with Hinata Hikari and the other three. Jingle bell. The sound of bells echoed. Jiraiya took out the bell again. The mission of the three of you is to grab the bell from the hands of this immortal. From Jiraiya, who was hungry after not eating at noon, against Hinata Hikari, Namikaze Minato, and Nasomatsu, who were full and still digested their food. You three, use your best, because next, this immortal will crush you until you cry. Jiraiya shook his head, his white hair spinning accordingly, and he assumed a strange posture, with one hand in front and one behind, just shy of stepping on a toad under his feet. Perhaps because he was afraid that Hinata Hikari would not be able to stay up early, Jiraiya added another sentence. I'll treat you to a big dinner later. Quack. Okay. Hinata moved when she heard that there was a big meal to be had. When I came up, I didn't use all my strength, but a simple right punch. Rock attack. Although it is a simple right fist, if it is practiced repeatedly, it can display stronger strength. Jiraiya showed a hint of appreciation in his eyes. Good come. Snapped. Jiraiya easily blocked Hinata Hikaru's small fist. However, Namatsu and Namikaze Minato on the side had no special reaction. It's normal for Jiraiya to be able to block Hinata's attack. Because Jiraiya is an elite jounin. An elite jounin should have this strength. Physically. Evaluating a ninja's taijutsu qualifications. It is the three aspects of body, power, and speed. Body refers to physical strength, vitality, and chakra amount. Force means power. Speed refers to flexibility and speed. These three things determine the level of physical skills of a ninja. Jounin. Although not all physical skills are necessarily excellent, there will at least be a dividing line for ratings. At this time, Jiraiya, although he has not reached the peak at the beginning of the original plot, can already look down on more than 90% of Konoha ninjas. Hinata Hikaru's power to brutally torture his peers was not enough in Jiraiya's opinion. The power is good. Jiraiya praised lightly. At Hikaru's age, who could have such power, Tsunade was the only one in Jiraiya's memory. This attack can't defeat me, so use all your strength, Jiraiya said loudly. Well, next, you can be careful, lustful immortal. Hinata Hikaru gave Jiraiya a nickname that would only be given by a certain yellow guy in later generations. Hinata Hikaru retreated, and after several ups and downs, he finally stopped on a tree trunk. Jiraiya, Namatsu, even Namikaze Minato all had puzzled expressions. But the next moment, Namikaze Minato was the first to realize something. Do you want to use that? I saw Hinata lifting up her trouser legs, revealing not her fair calves, but the weights tied to her calves. Root nature. Pieces of patches with sex written on them combine to form weights for the legs. It is a ninja tool exchanged with mat dai. Hinata untied it and threw it away, and the two weights slowly but quickly fell to the ground. What, just a simple load? Jiraiya's eyes turned from expectation to disappointment. But at the moment when the weight fell to the ground, boom! The loud noise resounded through the third training ground, and the dust stirred up in the sky was caught in the storm and swept across the entire place. Oh, oh, oh! Jiraiya's eyes turned into white circles, and his mouth opened exaggeratedly, revealing 2 rows of teeth. This weight is too exaggerated, right? Would anyone use such a heavy weight for spiritual practice? Jiraiya complained crazily in his mind. Who did it? Who did it? If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 195. The root weight naturally comes from mat dai. The weight gifted by mat dai greatly increased Hyuga's basic speed. Of course, it also brought a heavy burden. However, for Hinata, whose body was constantly strengthened by the waves of murderous intent, it took her less than half a year to adapt to the burden of her roots. In other words, Hinata's movements are more than twice as fast as before. Quack. The smoke slowly dissipated, and Hinata's figure emerged from it. Standing on the tree trunk, she felt liberated. So, give it a try on mobile. Brush. Hinata's figure shook and disappeared. Namikaze Minato smiled. With extremely strong reflex nerves, he can clearly see Hinata's movements. However, just because the eyes can see, doesn't mean the body can keep up. After a brief shock, Jiraiya returned to a half-smiling expression. Hinata Hikaru is very fast, even surpassing some Chuunin. However, for him, it is not difficult to deal with him as long as he is serious. After thinking for a moment, Jiraiya chose to dodge instead of resisting. Moving his body to the side, Jiraiya dodged Hinata Hikari's fierce fist. However, this aroused Hinata's competitive spirit even more. Without any pause, Hinata turned around and kicked. Konoha, whirlwind. Sweep. Compared with straight punches, leg body movements have a wider attack range. This time, Jiraiya did not dodge. Facing Hinata Hikari's high kick, he just quickly raised his fist and blocked the kick with the iron protective gear on the back of his hand. This kick was powerful and heavy, but it was not accurate enough. It was probably because I had just taken off the weight and was not used to it yet. After that, it was a lower kick of the left leg. This second kick was the real killer move of Konoha Tornado. Boom. Jiraiya raised his foot and collided with Hinata's left leg. After that, Jiraiya dodged left and right, or blocked once in a while, just like a calm sparring partner. Seeing that a series of high-speed attacks had no effect, Hinata Hikaru was not discouraged. Lustful Immortal, watch carefully. Next, I will mainly use my true skills. Hinata Hikaru said very proudly, and the chakra aura in his body suddenly changed. Killing intent, fluctuates. The red aura flashed on Hinata Hikaru's body, and what Jiraiya had been looking forward to was finally coming. He wanted to experience for himself how strong that strange blood inheritance limit was. Killing intent wave rock strike. Hinata Hikaru punched out, and this punch was already stained with scarlet. No matter the power or momentum, they are all different. Boom. Jiraiya ducked suddenly, and Hinata smashed the tree behind him with one punch. A terrifyingly large hole appeared in the trunk of the tree, which was too strong for one person to hug. Moreover, the tree was squeaking and whining, obviously about to fall down. After seeing this scene, Jiraiya's expression became serious. If you are hit, not to mention serious injuries, at least moderate injuries will occur. In the third training ground, there were constant booming and booming explosions. Whether it was the pits on the ground or the damage on the tree trunks, most of them were caused by Hinata's various physical techniques. Namikaze Minato and Namatsu, who were watching the battle, watched the scene. Namikaze Minato was smiling. On Yesong's face, the corners of his mouth turned up, belonging to a righteous partner. This is Hyuga Hikari. Hyuga is justice. Supplemented by the wave of murderous intent, each strike has at least a D-level power. In other words, if you use a D-level ninjutsu normally, it will be destroyed by Hinata's moves. This is not incomprehensible. Because the Arhat fist moves such as the Bengjang that Hinata Hikaru originally practiced were C-level, it is not surprising that they have reached this level of power. It's just that Taijutsu is in decline nowadays, and most Konoha ninjas don't bother to delve into Taijutsu. Just look at the current situation of Mat Dai being called the 10,000 years genin. What Hinata Hikaru did was just to let Taijutsu bloom in its original form. The fight still continued. Hinata Hikari came to Jiraiya again, holding out both palms. The wave of killing intent collapses the palm. A distance of 1 meter, high fives in the air. Shot by two palms together, this time, both the attack power and the attack range have reached their peak. Double the banging palm, double the happiness. Previously, Hinata Hikari had used this move to smash Namikaze Minato's C-level wind escape breakthrough. Boom. 1 meter away, two waves shook the air, making it look like the space was torn apart. Circles of fluctuations spread from the center of the explosion, and then there was a loud explosion. Seeing the attack covering his whole body, even from the left and right directions, Jiraiya's expression suddenly changed as he was unable to avoid it. Of course, it wasn't fear or panic. It's just, facing a young genin girl who just graduated, he actually had to use ninjutsu. Ninjutsu Jizo. With Jiraiya's deep voice and the hand seals, his white hair suddenly grew longer. It looks like it has countless sharp needles gathered into a defense to wrap itself up, but in fact, those needles are all Jireya's hair. It has extremely strong defensive power, and can also cause stab wounds to the enemy's close contact attacks while defending. This scene was also where Jireya concealed the practical use of this move for the three disciples. Boom! The murderous collapsing palm slammed into Jireya, who was like a hedgehog. The collapsing palm struck with both palms had a wider range and stronger power, directly covering Jireya's entire body. However, after the violent explosion, it was Jireya who stood motionless. Let alone being able to break his defense, he couldn't even move. Hee hee. Jireya's heroic laughter came from his slightly exposed cheeks. This is the robe of needles covering the alien immortals, making it impossible for anyone to get close. I have to say, this speech is very good. However, one of the people present was Namikaze Minato, who would give him a name like Spiral Flash Chaos Roar. One is Yesong, the second-year boy in Genji Middle School. There is another one, Hikari, who has an abnormal brain. They did not express any complaints or dissatisfaction with Jireya's speech. Namikaze Minato just felt that he was worthy of being Jireya-sensei. He easily blocked Hinata Hikaru's attack, and his lines were so cool. Yesong. Only Hinata Hikari was smiling strangely. She has always used frontal hard steel to deal with various opponents. Although she is from the Hyuga clan, Hikari's fighting style is not weak at all, but full of fierceness. Most of the opponents are normal ninjas. That is, attack high blood and thin blood. This makes it easy for Hinata to defeat her opponent because her attack is too strong and her opponent's defense is too weak. And Jireya is the first person so far who can confront her with hard steel. There are no gorgeous scenes, or even plain and simple, but it gives people a sense of power to look up to. A heavy sword without a sharp edge, a heavy sword without any craftsmanship, is what Jireya is talking about. It looks very clumsy, but it is very powerful. So, next, try ninjutsu. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 196. Sun Xiangguang began to form a seal, which was the seal of fire escape. The speed with which she formed the seals impressed even Jireya. Train hard and improve all basic ninja skills to the extreme. This kind of thing, not only for Hinata Hikaru, but also for Jireya, a solid foundation is also his strength. Therefore, the moment he saw Hinata starting to form seals, Jireya also started to form seals. Moreover, the technique Hinata Hikaru was about to use was the one he had taught Namikaze Minato. So Jireya knew exactly what technique Hinata was going to use. The art of fire escaping flame. The Sarutobi clan's proud ninjutsu was spat out from the front of Hinata Hikaru's small mouth, and the lava-like flow of flame surged towards Jireya. But see! Jireya's mouth bulged, as if there was liquid flowing in it. The next moment, a fireball spewed out of his mouth that was unmatched even by the Uchiha clan's powerful fireball technique. Fire Escape Flame Bullet. Fire Escape Flame Bomb, a sea-level ninjutsu, is a high-temperature flame formed by mixing toad oil refined with chakra in the mouth and fire attribute chakra. Depending on how much oil is refined and how much chakra is used, the power it exerts will vary. Boom! The flames collided, roared, and the billowing heat waves reflected everything around them in a twisted, red color. Behind them, there were two people who were completely unharmed. This is a strange fire attack that brings death. The heroic Jireya struck a pose and watched the colliding flames disappear. Don't forget to be cool at this time. Water escape iron gun jade. Hinata Hikari did not give up, but formed a seal again, and the flying water ball the size of a water tank was blasted towards Jiraiya like a cannonball. Return from earth and land. What Jiraiya used again was not fire release, but earth release, which was also a sea-level ninjutsu. The ground roared, and an earthen wall like a door panel rose up and stood upright in front of Jiraiya. This ninjutsu can be regarded as a weakened version of the B-level Doria wall. Snapped. The water ball exploded, and there were only some cracks on the earth wall. Water escape does restrain fire escape, but earth escape also restrains water escape. Are there any other moves? The earthen wall collapsed, and Jiraiya's tall figure appeared in front of the three people. When soldiers come, they will block it, and when water comes, the soil will flood them. Fire release represents Jiraiya's heroic character. Earth escape represents Jiraiya's tenacity. A person's chakra attributes are more or less linked to his or her nature. Hinata tilted her head and thought for a moment, should she use bigger moves? It was obvious that Jiraiya was not afraid of her taijutsu. Ordinary escape techniques are also difficult to take effect. Those who can become Jounin are those who have no obvious shortcomings. This is why Jounin is required to master at least 2 changes in chakra properties. Only those who can cope with any situation will be promoted to Jounin by the top management of Konoha. While Hinata was thinking, Jiraiya's eyes flashed with approval. Because, maybe his true legacy will be revealed in this little guy. It's not bad that Minato Namikaze is his disciple, but to be honest, Minato's fighting style is more like that of an assassin. Rather than using fire escape, Minato prefers wind escape and some weird ways to use ninjutsu. It's completely inconsistent with my own incomparable front. Yesong, although he is from another village, Jiraiya will not hold any prejudices. Yesong has the secret skills of the Earth Spider clan, and he should develop based on this in the future. Only Hinata. This straightforward fierceness is consistent with his style. Jiraiya had a hunch that maybe in the end, Hinata Hikaru would be the disciple who suited him best. This leader has decided to end the fight with you. Hinata Hikaru shook his head, indicating that he would not use other moves. Although she holds B-level and A-level spells in her hands, there is no great significance in using them. Ninjas must be good at hiding their clumsiness. To deceive your enemies, you must first deceive your own people. Hyuga will not choose to expose all its trump cards. She also wanted to keep the trouble to deal with the Uchiha clan. However, Jiraiya regarded this as Hinata's concession. Hee, little guy, now you know what it means that there are people outside the world and there is a sky outside the world. Gaga lustful immortal, you are indeed very powerful. Hinata nodded, but there was no trace of frustration in his eyes. But this leader is only a genin at the moment. When he becomes a jounin, he will definitely be stronger than you. Hinata Guang said with a smile, even more and more satisfied. It means that you, a jounin, have the nerve to act like a big-tailed wolf in front of the genin. Jiraiya. By the way, Minato, Nasomatsu, why are you two standing still? Jiraiya couldn't help but wonder as he looked at the two people relaxing under the shade of the tree. I can't beat him anyway. Yesong said something and closed his eyes again. Jiraiya. Okay, that's very realistic. If there's nothing Hinata Hikari-san can do, then there's nothing I can do either. Namikaze Minato scratched his brilliant blonde hair and said gently. Namikaze Minato thinks that he is not as powerful as Hinata Hikari, so there is no need to take action. Then, let me have a feast with you. Jiraiya, who had been hungry all morning and all afternoon, wanted to have a big meal. Oh. Hinata Hikaru cheered, looking very happy. And Jiraiya thought to himself, the three of you have just eaten ramen, I understand that you three little guys can't eat much. After making up his mind, Jiraiya raised his head and glanced at the afternoon sun. It's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Jiraiya was going to have a few drinks at an izakaya and eat the special delicacy yakitori. 20 minutes later. When Jiraiya arrived at the izakaya, he found a very familiar face. Tsunade. Jiraiya, come, have a drink with me burp. Tsunade looked confused, and her delicate face was stained with a blush, from her cheeks to her swan-like neck. At this moment, Tsunade looked a little charming. However, Jiraiya was rare and not fascinated. What's wrong Tsunade, drinking so much alone? Jiraiya entered the small single room and sat on the tatami. There were many empty wine glasses on the small table, and it was obvious that they were all the work of Tsunade alone. Aren't you on the battlefield? Orochimaru is. Jiraiya poured himself a glass of wine and took a sip. The situation of the war was somewhat beyond everyone's expectations. The military strength of Iwagakure was extremely strong. For this reason, Konoha had to send a large number of personnel to the battlefield against Iwagakure. Meanwhile, Nishi faces the invasion of Tsunagakure. Small and scattered groups of Kirigakure troops are also invading the eastern border. Union Village has also taken action, but they seem to be more interested in the country of Whirlpool. What was originally a one-on-one or one-on-two war has turned into a full-scale trial. Although large-scale wars do not break out every day, trials and confrontations in 2s and 3s occur frequently. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 197. Konoha distributed all its forces to various battlefields. Not only do you need to protect your own country, but you also need to support the neighboring country of Whirlpool. Because the Uzumaki country is an ally of the Fire country, Konoha has an obligation to assist the Uzashio hidden village. Therefore, even Tsunade and Orochimaru were sent to the battlefield. The only one who could leisurely lead the team as a jonin was Jiraiya. However, Jiraiya had a premonition that he might not be able to be a nanny for the three little ones for long before he would be sent to the battlefield. Orochimaru is still on the battlefield. The blurred eyes regained focus, and Tsunade seemed to wake up a little. As a skilled medical ninja, controlling the alcohol level in your body is not difficult. Oh! Jiraiya took the plate of yakitori from the waiter. Waiter, a few more plates, by the way, open a separate box for these little guys. At this time, Tsunade discovered that Hinata Hikaru, Namikaze Minato, and Namatsu were also here. Today is the graduation ceremony. Tsunade suddenly remembered today. Jiraiya, I didn't expect that in the end, you were the one who stole Hinata Hikari. Tsunade put her chin on her hand and poured Jiraiya a glass. Hee, that's naturally because I am the most powerful among the three of us. Jiraiya picked up the wine glass and toasted to Tsunade. By the way, the routine boasted a wave of itself. It's you, Tsunade, why do you have time to come down from the battlefield? Although the Second Ninja War broke out not long ago, Tsunade's unhurried behavior was too leisurely. I have to thank Yesong for this. The steps of Hinata Hikaru and the other two people's departure paused for a moment. Tsunade shook the wine glass in her hand towards the back of Nasomatsu's head, regardless of whether the other party could see it. Thanks to this boy's early warning, my tribe is ready to deal with Tsunagakure's impact. According to Tsunade's description. Because of Nosatsu's early warning, Konoha sent some more ninjas to station at the border. At the same time, the ninjas of the Senju clan stationed at the border in shifts were also mentally prepared. When the ninjas of Sand Hidden Village actually invaded, the Senju clan did not suffer any losses. The betrayal of former allies was perfectly resolved with a near-miss confrontation. Although the ninjas of the Senju clan were very angry afterwards, angry at the treachery of the ninjas of Tsunagakure village. But fortunately, I already have a map in my heart. Without this warning, the ninjas of the Senju clan would have foolishly thought that Tsunagakuwa village was still their ally. Then, it will be unimaginable. Really? Ji Lai also smiles. It seems that Yesong is no ordinary boy. This alertness and loyalty are, well, very will of fire. Gaga, history has been changed. Hinata whispered. This is all thanks to Namatsu-kun. Namikaze Minato looked at Nasomatsu. I just did what I was supposed to do. Yesong shook his head. The three of them chatted quietly, and under the guidance of the waiter, they came to the small box next door. Izakaya has set up special private rooms to facilitate guests to dine and drink. Separated by curtains and wooden walls. Hinata, Hikaru and the other three were right next door to Jiraiya. The three of them ordered some dishes and waited patiently, because it was Jiraiya's treat and the Senju clan survived. As soon as Hinata Hikaru was happy, he ordered more than 20 dishes. The conversation between Jiraiya and Tsunade next door continued. Where's the rope tree? Also asked. If Orochimaru went to the battlefield, then, did Nezuki also go with him? Naoki is still a genin, I left him in the village, but when I got home today, I saw him crying at home. Tsunade swirled her glass. After Orochimaru and I went to the battlefield, Naoki has been clamoring to go to the front line, but I definitely won't allow it. Senju Naoki is 11 years old this year, 2 years older than Hinata Hikari. Tsunade's move was to protect her younger brother. I thought he was making too much noise, so I beat him up and hung him to the roof with the rope. When I wanted to continue beating him, I suddenly felt a little hungry, so I ran away. Come out and find something to eat. Jiraiya said that this is really his sister. If you disagree, use the iron fist of love to correct it. The rope tree will definitely cover his face and cry loudly and say, even my father has never beaten me, right? Jiraiya teased. Hey Jiraiya, how did you know? Tsunade suddenly shouted. Jiraiya. No, Jiraiya said that he was just talking randomly, unexpectedly, he actually got it right. With their own thoughts, Jiraiya and Tsunade drank glass after glass of wine until it got dark. When Jiraiya paid the bill, he let out a wail that shook the izakaya. The reason is that Hinata Hikaru ordered more than 40 dishes in total. Not only did she eat her lunch, but she also took care of her evening meal. At this time, Jiraiya was not yet a great novelist. Although he had a lot of money for performing tasks, he was always coerced and lured by Tsunade, who loved gambling, and defrauded him by various means. This leads to the fact that Jiraiya doesn't actually have a lot of money. Hinata Hikari especially ordered expensive food. What about water country-style olive noodles, Kumoyan village-style fried rice? Oh shit. I ate tens of thousands taels in one meal, what a talent. Gaga, thank you for the hospitality. Hinata Hikaru, who was full, rubbed her belly. It was hard to tell that she had the attributes of a super foodie. According to Hinata Hikaru himself. I can go without meals for a week, or I can eat one meal for a week. When Jiraiya questioned Hinata with a bitter expression, Hinata blinked his bright eyes. Jiraiya, you said you wanted to treat me to a big dinner. Good, Jiraiya finally knows what it means to shoot oneself in the foot. Remember to invite me again next time you come here. No way, no way. Jiraiya yelled frantically. I won't give up any more in the future, right? There's no chance. Jiraiya, it hurts so much. Hey, so stingy. Hinata Hikaru's disgusted face. JPG. After that, Jiraiya shook his head and gave instructions to Hinata Hikaru and others. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we will gather at the door of the mission release office to begin the official execution of the mission. Jiraiya announced tomorrow's events. After becoming a genin, you have to start performing tasks. Jiraiya looked at Hinata again. Hikaru, Hinata, please help Tsunade back. Jiraiya pointed at Tsunade, who was walking crookedly. Jiraiya, I'm not drunk. Yes, you're not drunk. Why are Hinata Hikari still standing there in a daze? Act quickly. Jiraiya urged a few more words and arranged a temporary task for Hinata Hikaru. This time, Hinata didn't refuse, but nodded his head vigorously. Don't worry, my leader will send Tsunade back to her home safely. If there is someone on the road with evil intentions, I will let Tsunade vomit all over him. Okay, cruel enough. Ji Lai also twitched the corner of his mouth. This kind of behavior is very Hyuga Hikari. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 198. Accompanied by Hinata Hikari, Tsunade staggered back to her home, then lay down on the sofa and snored. In the dark living room, Hinata turned on the light. Help me. Alas. Hinata was startled by the sudden sound. She raised her head and saw the rope tree hanging from the roof with a resentful look on its face. Put me down quickly. The rope tree struggled hard and cried. He was hung up by his black-hearted sister and left alone. As a result, Tsunade drank too much, and half a day passed like this. Gaga, Shenshu, are you playing some fun game? I won't disturb you anymore, goodbye. After the kind-hearted Hinata Hikaru completed the task, in order not to disturb others, he waved his little hand, turned off the lights, closed the door and left. The poor rope tree was left alone once again. That night, 9 o'clock. Uchiha Clan, Nanga Shrine. Flickering firelight, flickering shadows. Most of the space of 15 stacks of tatami was occupied by the figures of the Uchiha Clan ninjas. Uchiha Akeyama entered here surrounded by Uchiha Futaba and Uchiha Huoyan brothers and sisters. The main hall and basement of Nanga Shrine are the real place where the Uchiha clan secretly gathers. The layer on the surface is just to cover people's eyes and ears. You guys have been waiting for a long time. After the Uchiha Huoyan brother and sister came in, Uchiha Akeyama also walked in and at the same time closed the sliding door with his backhand. You two siblings are sitting right there. Uchiha Akeyama refers to the place where the person with the lowest status sits. The brother and sister walked towards the lower seats. They found that the number of people here was smaller than before. So, these tribesmen should have been sent to the battlefield. Now continue the regular meeting. Uchiha Akeyama, who had arrived at the top where the stone monument was at the end, announced, and the clan members suddenly became quiet. Starting from today, Uchiha Huoyan and Uchiha Futaba will also participate in the rally. The eyes of the clansmen had been focused on the two brothers and sisters early on. The shiny new forehead protectors on their foreheads were extremely eye-catching. Although they are only 9 years old, Huoyan and Futaba have officially become genin and are eligible to participate in our clan's gathering. I hope everyone can help the brother and sister understand the current situation of our clan being persecuted by the higher UPS as soon as possible. The Uchiha clan can only participate in secret gatherings if they become genin. Like Hinata Hikaru, Uchiha Futaba and Uchiha Kagen graduated from the ninja school and were awarded Konoha's ninja forehead protector. The most important is pass the bell-grabbing test of leading the Jonin team today. Only in this way can they really become a genin. Instead of being sent back to the original ninja school and continuing to study again. Congratulations. The clansmen congratulated each other one after another, and the brother and sister also stood up to return the favor. Then, the next step is about the graduation of the chess pieces from the top of the village and becoming genin. Uchiha Akeyama refers to Hikari. According to intelligence, Hinata Hikari's leading jounin is Jiraiya. And Jiraiya's teacher is Sarutobi Hiruzen. From here, some things can be clarified. As expected, Hinata Hikaru was sent by the higher UPS to suppress us. The reason why Hyuga Hikaru is so strong is because Jiraiya has been teaching him behind his back. After graduation, it is logical to transfer her into my team. Otherwise, how could a little mentally ill Hita be included in the Hokage faction's team? The tribesmen who participated in the meeting spoke enthusiastically, and each one expressed his or her own opinions. The discussion about Hinata started again. Some people said that they would directly send Jounin to kill them. Some people say that this is inappropriate and it would be better to send out elite genin. Others said that they should go to the underground black market to hire a killer to kill Hinata Hikari. Speaking of excitement, some members of the tribe even had the Sharingan appear unconsciously. For a moment, red light flashed in the basement, like a ghost hell. The malice of the entire tribe gathered here and formed a whirlpool, rushing towards the brother and sister. Various comments appeared one after another, and the fanatical tribesmen discussed how to deal with Hinata Hikari. 10 minutes later, a plan took shape. The elite genin Uchiha Ryuai came forward to find an opportunity to kill Hinata Hikaru. I am honored to accept this assignment. Uchiha Ryuhuo, this handsome 13-year-old boy stood up, with a cold smile on his lips, as if he was choosing people to devour. More importantly, Uchiha's eyes. The red light flashed, and there was a small black megatama in each eye. It was the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. Even among the Uchiha clan, which is known as an elite, the Sharingan is extremely rare. As for Uchiha Ryuai, his eyes were opened at the age of 12, and his potential can be seen here. Ryuhuo can skillfully use the Sharingan. After opening the Sharingan, he is no longer on the same level as ordinary ninjas. It is. The fire escape of this clan is also extremely proficient. That's right. If you let the fire go, you can definitely kill this little mentally ill guy who just graduated. The tribesmen expressed their appreciation for Uchiha Ryuhuo one after another, and the voices of satisfaction were endless. Uchiha Ryuki had long been qualified to become a Chuunin, but due to some special reasons, he was temporarily stuck in the genin stage. Uchiha Ryuai, relying on the Sharingan, would have no problem defeating an ordinary Konoha Chuunin. Therefore, in the eyes of the clansmen, Uchiha Ryuhu is extremely suitable to deal with Hinata Hikaru. Luhuo, I'll leave the matter to you. I understand, Lord Kishin. The two looked at each other and smiled, and the plan to persecute Hinata was made. Then, the next topic is. Uchiha Akeyama looked around at everyone. Discuss the matter of seeking the command of the Uchiha clan in the war from the top management of Konoha. The voices of discussion began to fill the underground space again. Uchiha Huoyan and Uchiha Futaba watched the scene speechlessly. The two of them could only be trapped in the hatred of the ethnic group and could not escape. A small courtyard with daylight. Quack, I'm going to sleep now. After graduating and becoming a genin, it is necessary to restore the upside-down biological clock. That is to say, work during the day and rest at night. Of course, Hinata Hikaru had insomnia. She tossed and turned and couldn't sleep. Hinata Hikaru got up and decided to go to the yard to get some air. The night was a bit cold, and even the moonlight seemed to be getting colder. The moon of this world is much larger than that of the earth. There are only two possibilities. 1. The moon in this world is very big. 2. The moon in this world is very small, but it is very close to the earth. When Hyuga was observing the moon, a sound broke through the sky. Call out. A cold light flew past and nailed the threshold in front of Hinata Hikaru. Hinata glanced subconsciously. An envelope was tied to a kunao. Hinata looked towards the direction where the kunao flew, and saw someone with narrowed eyes standing on a big tree outside the wall of the Hyuga clan. He smiled, formed a seal and disappeared on the spot. It's Senjuyu Uto. Hinata Hikaru didn't know what Senjuyu Uto meant, but she still went to untie the letter tied to the kunao. After tearing it open, it read. Be careful with Uchiha fire. If the chapter is wrong, Click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 199. Of course Senju Uto didn't know about the Uchiha clan gathering. He specifically reminded Hinata Hikari that it was not out of kindness. But I hope that when the two tigers compete, they can be in as fair conditions as possible. Uchiha Ryuho likes to suppress others and doesn't want others to be kind to him. And with the performance of Hyuga, it is bound to quickly occupy the public's attention like a rising meteor. Senju Uto believed that Hinata Hikari would be able to face Uchiha Ryuho soon. By the time. Who is the real protagonist? Uto Senju ran at high speed into the dark night. This young man with squinting eyes couldn't help but turn up the corners of his mouth. In this boring life of a supporting character, I can see such interesting things. Well, as expected, this is how life should be lived. Senju Uto, who was afraid that the world would be peaceful, disappeared into the night in an instant. Uchiha fire, it's just scum. Hinata threw the envelope into the trash can without a care in the world. No matter what kind of Uchiha fire or Uchiha smoke, they will not be her opponent. The next morning, 9 o'clock. Jiraiya appeared at the mission release office on time and found that all three little guys were already here. Hey, good morning, have you guys been here already? Jiraiya greeted the three of them. The location of the mission release office is easy to find, right next to the Hokage building. Here, ninjas come and go in an endless stream. Because it was during the war, the various commissions received increased. And, most of them are related to killing, destroying, and saving people. Of course, Hinata Hikaru and others are not qualified to accept these tasks involving fighting. The three of them can only start from the lowest D-level tasks. Hikaru Hinata, don't talk nonsense, the kingdom of Whirlpool is doing well. Zilla also waved his hand. In the original work, the destruction of the Uzumaki kingdom and the end of the Second Ninja War. The country of Whirlpool is still a powerful ally of Konoha. And also, Zilla also shook his head. The task you have been given, is to weed. Weeding, also known as weeding. The host of today's task release room is Mito Kadoyan, one of the 4 senior members of Konoha. He is responsible for assigning various tasks. To the newly graduated genin, Mito Kaden casually threw a symbolic D-level mission to Hinata Hikari and others. This old man, who has a serious face and is always unsmiling, is a very old-fashioned person. No matter who they are or who they are related to, they all have to start from the lowest level of tasks. Jiraiya groped his chin, glanced at the mission request, and then handed the piece of paper to Hinata Hikari and the others. Weeding, this leader actually wants to weed. This leader is so powerful that he actually wants to weed. Hinata tilted her head and asked nervously. Jiraiya, didn't you explain the situation to the three of them? Mito Manabu adjusted his forgiving colored-rimmed glasses on the bridge of his nose and spoke with great dissatisfaction. If you know, just go aside, there are others waiting in line. Jiraiya sneered and took the 3 disciples aside. It seems that we have to start with the lowest D-level mission, Hinata Hikari-san. The magical Minato Namikaze spoke. Wearing a forehead protector gives him a more mature look. When you first become a genin, you can only receive D-level missions. Later, you can receive C-level missions. Chunin, you can receive an additional B-level. Jounin, you can receive A-level, or even S-level missions. Namikaze Minato summarized the usual situation. Under special circumstances, Shuyunin can also receive A-level difficulty missions. The higher the difficulty of the task, the richer the monetary reward. The accumulated contribution points can also be exchanged for ninjutsu scrolls and some special ninja tools. We are genin now, and the village's E-level ninjutsu will be open to us for free. D-level scrolls require accumulation of contribution points, which are calculated based on the difficulty of the task and the amount of contribution to the village. In addition, after becoming a Chuyunin, you can redeem it for C-level. Jounin is B-level. This is the general situation of Konoha Ninja's mission system. Like what Hinata Hikaru and others can do now. Only D-level people help people weed, or buy things for people, look after children, collect sweet potatoes. This kind of chores are similar to part-time jobs. Money, ninjutsu scroll. Ah. Namikaze Minato nodded. But this leader is not short of money for the time being. Hinata shook her little head. Through all kinds of deceit and abduction, as well as the appearance fees she received when others challenged her, Hinata Hikaru already had a savings of 10 taels. What is the concept of 10 W taels? A bowl of Ichiraku ramen costs 1 liang for a large bowl, but in a few decades it will rise to more than 50 liang. Calculating based on the average of 60 taels, 3 meals a day, 3 bowls, 3 taels, 180 taels a month, and 5,400 taels a year. Together with other things, Hinata Hikaru's living expenses for a year are enough. If you are more frugal and eat from the big pot of the Hyuga clan, it will not be a problem for you to persist for 2 to 3 years. So, go. Hinata waved her little hand. Go get the E-level ninjutsu scroll first. E-level ninjutsu scrolls are available to genin for free. Where's the mission? Jiraiya asked. Gaga, it's not too late to learn all the E-level ninjutsu first, and then carry out the mission. Hinata Hikaru said and walked towards the back door. Hey, wait a minute. Jiraiya immediately chased after him, thinking to himself, why doesn't this kid follow the routine? Namikaze Minato and Nasomatsu looked at each other and followed. The three of them, Hinata Hikaru, are just one of many graduates. They come to receive the task, and naturally others will come to receive the task. So, I met many familiar faces here. Sarutobi Ryo, Senju Momika, Inyazuka Bones, Uchiha Futaba, Uchiha Fire Rock. And Hine Taxio. Gaga, Ri Xiangxiao, where are your teammates? Afterwards, Ri Xiangxiao's teammates stood up. They are 2 members of the Hyuga clan. There is a boy and a girl, and they are 1 year older than Hinata Hikaru. I am Hinata Tenharu. The young man with long black hair and a kind face introduced himself. I am Hinata Suyu. The other girl's expression was cold, but also revealed some tenderness. Although the 2 of them are slightly older, they are vaguely headed by Ri Xiangxiao. Strength is always the best stepping stone. Both of them are also members of the clan. Yesong frowned and looked at the 2 of them. Yes. Hinata nodded. These 2 people are quite special. They don't have the domineering air of big dogs. But it's really unusual for 3 members of the Hyuga clan to team up. It must be extremely rare. Ryo Sarutobi complained. When the war came, Konoha's senior officials often had some cool operations in their minds and turned them into reality. For example, 3 Hyuga, 3 Uchiha. I don't know if the effect is good or not, anyway, try it first. Oh, of course there are 3 Uchihas too. Uchiha Futaba, Uchiha Fire Rock, and the one who was sent to the hospital by Hinata Hikaru a few days ago. He also successfully graduated and became a genin. What do you say that is? Hinata Hikaru forgot. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 200. After greeting each other, they were attracted by Hinata's behavior and looked at each other curiously. And when they heard that there was an E-level ninjutsu scroll that could be used for free, everyone rushed over. A group of instructor jounin were immediately stunned. Quack. After arriving at the room where the ninjutsu scrolls were stored, Hinata Hikari began to look around excitedly. E-class rooms are basically unlocked and anyone can come in at will. But because the E-level ninjutsu is too low level, in fact few ninjas come to check. Today, a group of newly graduated genin came over. It was probably the busiest time this room has ever seen. E-level ninjutsu and substitute techniques are taught in this ninja school, so don't learn them. Hinata Hikaru casually threw away the E-level substitution technique. E-level ninjutsu, clone technique, I've learned this too, but I won't learn it. Hinata threw another one casually, and then another one. There were not many E-level ninjutsus, and there were a total of 7 or 8 E-level scrolls placed on the shelves in 2s and 3s. After others flipped through it, they found that these ninjutsu were very bad. Suddenly, their little faces showed a look of disappointment. Situation. What, E-level ninjutsu, free ones are really not good. Among them, there are children from big families and ordinary civilian children, but no matter who they are, they all look down on this E-level ninjutsu scroll. However, others may not appreciate it, but Hinata Hikaru appreciates it. You don't want to quack, this leader wants to do it. E-level hiding technique, well, a simple blinding technique, using props such as cloth and paper to integrate oneself with the environment. This ninjutsu leader has already mastered it. But it's not taught in ninja schools, but the leader can use it to deceive elementary school students in exchange for money. Everyone. E-level escape technique, well, after being tied up with a rope by the enemy, you can use this ninjutsu to break free. You can also use this to deceive elementary school students in exchange for money. Everyone. The E-level Konoha or secret taijutsu secret, invented by the second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama. Hinata suddenly stopped talking. On the contrary, everyone's curiosity was aroused. What the Nidame Hokage? Everyone couldn't help but feel regretful when they heard that the E-level scroll actually contained the taijutsu invented by the second Hokage Senju Tobirama. Seeing Hinata holding it tightly as if she were a treasure, it was obviously impossible to let it go to anyone else. Alas, how could this happen? Because of his negligence, Hinata got an advantage. Quack. Hinata looked around at everyone and saw the desire on their faces, so he said, "Do you want it? If anyone wants it, I will sell it to him for 1 taels." Hinata raised her slender and white fingers. "It only costs taels. If you buy taels, you will not suffer a loss or be cheated. The second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama's taijutsu only requires 1 ryo." Laugh. Namikaze Minato suppressed a smile. He knew that Hinata Hikaru had started to trick people again. But that taijutsu does, seems, worth the money in some respects. It can even be said that Hinata Hikaru sold it too cheaply. I come. In the end, a warrior couldn't stand the temptation and invested 1 taels to buy the taijutsu scroll from Hinata Hikaru. I saw. It says. E-level ninjutsu Millennium Killing. The physical technique invented by me personally, specifically targets the enemy's vital points. Thousand Hands Tobirama PS. There is a special damage bonus to the Uchiha clan, and those who want to learn it should find more people from the Uchiha clan to practice. The genin who bought the scroll turned green. This move is so powerful, in public, with 1 move, the Uchiha clan member will die socially. But what Hinata Hikaru didn't make clear is that the huge hidden danger of this move is that, it will be hunted to death by the Uchiha clan. Oh shit, who would offend the Uchiha clan when they have nothing to do? The genin held the scroll, his intestines turning green with regret. Quack. On the other side, Hinata Hikaru was counting the money happily. Today I just did a little trick and got 10,000 taels. This deal is so worth it. Ugh. The genin sighed, there was nothing he could do. Now that you have it, use it. So, he formed a fire escape seal with his hands and gestured towards the void. This is a dimension-reducing blow from Naruto's number 1 Uchiha Black, Senju Tobirama. Next to them, the Uchiha brother and sister Hwoyan, and another Uchiha just felt a tightness somewhere. Gaga, you don't want it, these ninjutsu belong to this leader. Hinata smiled nervously. Among everyone, she was the happiest. And everyone who was becoming more and more disappointed couldn't hold it any longer. We went on a mission, harvesting sweet potatoes, helping people collect sweet potatoes. Uchiha Futaba and the others walked out with frustrated faces. We are also going on a mission. Oh, we have to look after the children. Take care of the children. Sarutobi Ryo, Senju Muka, and another teammate also walked out of the room. After a while, everyone was gone. Because of the commotion here just now, the caretaker here came over. The name is Nara Shinjin. Unlike those tribesmen who are very calculating at first glance, Narajinayuan's appearance can be described as very fierce. A pair of fierce eyes and a big nose, like a bared fang. At the same time, he has a sharp mind and a fierce appearance. It can be said that it is very appropriate for him to be responsible for managing the scroll storage. Haha. Seeing Hinata Hikaru writhing here, Nara Shinjin looked her up and down and recognized that this was a man of Konoha's influence. Hikaru Hinata, you seem to be very interested in E-level scrolls. Ga, of course those people are so ambitious and want to get higher level scrolls. Our leader is different from them. Our sect mainly starts from mastering the most basic E-level ninjutsu scrolls. Only by laying a good foundation can we reach higher levels in the future. Height. Hinata said seriously. This made the corners of Jireya's mouth twitch violently. If you didn't know what she had done before, you might actually believe her. But now can you believe that there are ghosts? Hinata Hikari is a little devil who eats people without spitting out their bones. Haha. Nara Shinjin sneered. Little guy, you can't bite off more than you can chew, let alone learn so many E-level ninjutsu scrolls. What is the use? Ga, my leader is a genius, unlike you scumbags. You are greedy for more than you can chew, but my leader is a man of many skills. Hinata Hikari said with contempt. Nara Shinjin. Okay, this is very high, Ga. You are as shameless as the rumors say. Ga, don't praise me, I will be embarrassed. Hinata scratched her little head shyly. Nara Shinjin. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 201. It wasn't until Hinata Hikaru finished all the E-level ninjutsu that the team came out of the mission release area, and then went to the designated private fields to weed them. On the way, Jireya looked at Hinata Hikaru and asked, Hikaru Hinata, how are you doing with the B-level ninjutsu I taught you? Jireya refers to the B-level needle Jizo. This leader has learned it? Hinata walked briskly, obviously very proud. Oh. Jireya was quite surprised. Hyuga Hikari learned. This is unlikely. Being able to learn this ninjutsu in such a short time, is a lie. Ninjutsu Jizo. He saw Hinata quickly forming a seal, and with the surge of chakra in his body, his hair stretched like seaweed. Oh. Jireya's eyes widened and he couldn't help but exclaimed. Is this Hyuga Hikaru, really the best candidate to inherit his mantle? Thinking of this, Jireya decided to continue an in-depth test to see if Hinata Hikaru was indeed like this. So, he said, Hyuga, it seems that you have indeed preliminarily mastered the ninjutsu of acupuncture Jizo. Hinata nodded slightly, this leader is such a genius, Of course he mastered it all at once. Okay. The immortal will give you a test. There are several ways to evolve Zhang. Thousands of hair needles, the art of messing up a lion's hair. These ninjutsu are all evolutions based on acupuncture jizo. But Hinata was silent. She thought to herself, does this pervert-like person deserve to take the exam for her? Then he turned around and ignored him. Jiraiya waited for a long time and said sincerely, I can't stop writing what the sage taught you. You should remember these evolution methods and use them when you become a Chuunin or Jounin in the future. Hinata Hikari secretly thought that she was still far from becoming a genin, and besides, she had never seen anyone else use acupuncture jizo. Hinata Hikaru felt both funny and impatient, so she lazily replied to Jiraiya, who wants you to teach me, isn't it just the technique of hair needles and combing a lion's hair? Jiraiya looked extremely happy, tapping the long nails of his 2 fingers on the armor on the back of his hand, nodded and said, yes, there are actually 4 ways to write jijizo, you know. Hinata became more and more impatient and walked away with her lips pursed. Jiraiya was just about to give Hinata Hikaru some instructions, but when he saw that she was not enthusiastic, he sighed again, showing a very regretful look. Ahem, Jiraiya-sensei. Namikaze Minato came up and comforted Jiraiya. These matters need to be considered in the long term. I think that if you have free time in the future, show Hinata Hikari-san the power of those ninjutsu, and she will definitely learn it enthusiastically. Jiraiya pondered for a moment, nodded and said, okay. After arriving at the destination, the task of pulling weeds began. This villager grows medicinal herbs in his yard. Due to the increased rainfall in summer, weeds have begun to grow densely. The task of Hinata Hikari and others is to get rid of weeds and ensure the growth environment of medicinal herbs. The mission reward is 5,000 taels. The village takes a 60% commission, leaving 2,000 taels left. 2,000 taels will be distributed equally among Jiraiya, Namikaze Minato, Hinata Hikari, and Namatsu. In other words, when it is finally obtained, Hinata will get 500 ryo. 500 taels. Hinata's small mouth grew bigger, and her face showed a very surprised and exaggerated expression of shock. During the war, the price of a bowl of Ichiraku ramen increased to 50 ryo. After completing one mission, you can buy 10 bowls of Ichiraku ramen. 10 missions can buy 100 bowls of Ichiraku ramen. The contribution points accumulated from 10 missions can basically be exchanged for a D-level ninjutsu scroll. Executing 10 missions took an average of 1020 days. Of course, if you have the assistance of a physical clone such as a shadow clone, the completion speed will be doubled. In the eyes of other big family members and high-level Konoha bosses, 500 taels is nothing but spicy chicken and of no use at all. And for Hinata Hikari, 500 taels is of no use. I, the leader, can earn 1 taels just by cheating. This D-level ninjutsu is just for begging, and the commission is so harsh. Black-hearted Konoha high-level people, I don't want to do this. Already. Hinata Hikaru gives up her job. Quit. Jiraiya. Namikaze Minato. I suggest going to a ninja school to sell the E-level ninjutsu you just acquired. Yesong frowned, obviously very much agreeing with Hinata Hikari's view. The two of them started discussing how to trick primary school students. When Jiraiya heard this, he almost vomited blood. Half a year ago, on my way to Konoha, I encountered an underground gold exchange. The underground gold exchange not only purchased the heads and bodies of ninjas and rebellious ninjas, but also purchased various ninjutsu scrolls. Yesong told what he had seen. With our current strength, it is too dangerous to go to the underground gold exchange, but we can follow suit and sell the ninjutsu we have learned to our peers, or to Chuunin or even Jounin in the same village. This can be exchanged for a lot of money. What Yesong said is clear and logical, or, hey, you two. When Jiraiya saw that the two students were going astray, he couldn't help but try to persuade them. Performing D-level missions is the only way for every ninja. It can effectively make you realize what a ninja is. Just weeding, taking care of the kids, and looking after the store. Hinata squinted at Jiraiya, his face full of contempt. Ninjas are not like this. What's more, as far as this leader knows, only those poor children who come from commoner backgrounds and are waiting for money at home will have no choice but to accept the exploitation of Konoha's high-level officials and perform D-level tasks. Hinata Hikari didn't seem to think it was a big deal at all and just opened her mouth. A big dog like Ryo Sarutobi must be carefree and pretending, and he is not willing to carry out any D-level missions at all. Sarutobi Ryo was watching a child somewhere. It seems like someone is scolding me. In the original work, 12 Xiaoqiang graduated at the age of 12 and took the Chunin exam at the age of 13. In 1 year, counting the number of times they performed D-level missions is simply too horrible to look at. The following data comes from Naruto's official book. Uzumaki Naruto, Uchiha Sasuke, Hara no Sakura, 7 D-level missions. Inyazuka Kiba, Abarame Shino, Hinata, 7 D-level missions. Nara Shikamaru, Yamanaka Ino, Akimichi Koji, 8 D-level missions. Hyaga Niji, Xiao Li, and Tian graduated 2 years ago and have completed 22 D-level missions. Hyaga Niji is a complete family member. Xiao Li is a poor child of the common people. Only this team will choose to perform D-level missions multiple times. All the reasons are summed up in one sentence. Because there is no money. The other 9 people were all fishing. In 1 year, they only carried out less than 10 D-level missions. What were they doing in the remaining 300 days? Hinata Hikaru, why does this country owe so much to its people? I'm thinking about it, and I'm going to ask Hum. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 202. Obviously, D-level missions are useless, tasteless to eat. It's a pity to abandon them. Children from rich and powerful families don't have to perform D-level tasks at all. Only those children from ordinary civilian families will have no choice but to carry out D-level mission. Hinata Hikari's words were so clear that even Jiraiya was confused. How can someone as smart as this leader continue to be squeezed by the higher UPS? Let's go, Namikaze Minato and Naso Matsu, let's go trick the elementary school students, and leave the weeding task to Jiraiya. Jiraiya. Hey, come back Hinata Hikaru, you can't do this. Jiraiya waved and said why Hinata didn't follow the routine. Don't do to others what you don't want others to do to you, the task is yours, not the leader's. Hinata Bald said this without looking back, and walked away. Haha. Namikaze Minato laughed dryly at Jiraiya a few times, apologized, and then followed Hinata Hikaru. Not to mention Wild Pine. Hyaga is justice. He will go wherever justice goes. Minato, this guy who values sex over division. Jiraiya muttered. He never expected that his disciple Minato Namikaze, a guy with thick eyebrows and big eyes, would also rebel against the will of fire. Jiraiya, don't be sad, maybe the mission employer is a beautiful girl. Jiraiya comforted himself while showing a very lewd smile. 10 minutes later. So fast. When Jiraiya was in the house hooking up with the beautiful young lady who issued the mission and was also the owner of this house, he couldn't help but be shocked when he heard that the 3 shadow clones had completed the mission so quickly. And disappointment. Because he is hooking up with a beautiful young lady and we are very much in love. Well, Jiraiya thinks so unilaterally. But the real situation is that the other party has a polite smile on his face, but a tic-tac-toe appears on his forehead. It was very likely that the other party would lose her composure at the next moment and severely beat the white-haired jonin who was teasing her. Please walk slowly. The beautiful young lady waved to the four people happily, with an extremely happy expression on her face. The same is true for the three shadow clones. The only thing that was unhappy was Jiraiya's body. He drooped his head and looked weak. Give me another 10 minutes, oh no, 5 minutes, and that lovely lady will go on a date with me tonight, he he he. Jiraiya laughed very obscenely. There is no doubt that Jiraiya is a ninja who is lustful to the core, the kind who can't walk when he sees a beautiful young lady. Moreover, Jiraiya's shamelessness is also first class. He will go and strike up a conversation without caring about other people's feelings. The consequence of doing this is that he is often beaten up by various young ladies. Humph, you are happy, but we are not. The three shadow clones deliberately completed the task early, but they couldn't stand the main body teasing the pretty girl. Why weren't they the ones who did this? This is a rebellion from the shadow clone. In other words, the shadow clone is exactly the same as the original body. Poor Jiraiya, because all three disciples ran away, he had to carry out the mission alone, D-level mission. Bang bang bang. The three shadow clones disappeared, and the memory of Weeding was fed back to the main body. It's so annoying. Jiraiya scratched his hair and screamed frantically. On the other side, Hinata Hikaru and the other two people were walking back leisurely. Along the way back, Hinata saw many familiar faces. Uchiha Futaba is catching the cat. Her instructor Jonin proposed to use violence to capture her, but Uchiha Futaba had a cat slave disease and refused. Teacher, do you know how hard the little kitten works? The next moment, Uchiha Futaba was scratched by the cat owner. After that, he met Sarutobi Ryo again. Wow wow. The baby cries unusually loudly. Sarutobi Ryo's job is to look after the children. The son of the Sandaime Hokage, the stupid son of the village chief's family, at this moment, looked confused and didn't know what to say. He tried his best to coax the little baby from crying. Senju Mamahua was also holding a child in her hands, with a similarly confused look on her face. Oops, they're still twins. It turns out that Sarutobi Ryo's team was tasked with looking after twin children. Gaga, congratulations, your two children are so old. Hinata Hikaru teased half-mockingly. The scene of Ryo Sarutobi and Momika Senju holding their child looks very much like a husband and wife. It's just, that's a bit young. Next moment. Wow. A stream of yellow liquid flowed down Sarutobi Ryo's wrist, and onto his shirt and pants. The former top students, now the genin, were made stupid by the D-rank missions they despised. Hinata Hikari giggled all the way, watching everyone's fooling around. Zaza, they are all scum. Hinata Hikaru's face was full of joy, and his little face was very proud. Among the many new genin teams, they were the first to return to the mission release area. Why are you back so soon? Elder Mito Kadoyan looked at Jiraiya and the three little guys with great displeasure. He wondered if Hinata Hikaru had done something else. As a result, Hinata's reply surprised him. It's okay, I'm just coming back to see you, you continue, don't pay attention to me. It turned out that the task was not completed. How dare you go and carry out the mission so leisurely before you have completed the mission? Elder Mito Manabu scolded Hinata Hikaru harshly, and he went crazy in a rare move. Hinata walked out of here giggling. By the way, where's Jiraiya? Looking at Hinata Hikari and the others with a frown, Mito Kadoyan couldn't help but fall into thinking. Another 10 minutes later. Why do you have to complete the mission alone? Mito Kabuto looked at the dejected Jiraiya and exclaimed. He left the guidance of the Jounin and ran to play by himself. I am afraid that no genin except Hinata Hikaru would dare to do this. This is really unreasonable. Mito Kabuto finished the task registration for Jiraiya while scolding him. Jiraiya, you are too old to educate the three of them properly. Hinata Hikaru and the others are not sensible, and neither are you. Finally, after reprimanding, Mito Manabu began to talk about Jiraiya's faults. He scolded Jiraiya until his head was bloody. Teacher Yan, give me some face. The noise here attracted the attention of various Konoha ninjas. They all looked here curiously, and Jiraiya wanted to find a hole to crawl in. Jiraiya also wanted to save face by scolding him in front of so many people. Well, since you know how to save face, you should educate those three children well. Mito Kadoyan pushed up his glasses, took out the scroll and looked at it. Team Jiraiya, the D-level tasks that your team can choose next are, helping villagers go to the suburbs to log wood, helping villagers go to the next village to buy things, and helping to look after the store. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 203. After Jiraiya received the D-level mission, he was ready to find Hinata Hikaru and the others. Konoha, in front of the ninja school, noon, 12 o'clock. The children who were supposed to go home gathered here, making so much noise that even some ninja teachers came to watch. And the initiator of everything was Hinata Hikaru, who became a genin today and was about to carry out his first mission. Gaga, are you still worried that the ninja teacher tied you up and can't play pranks? Are you still sad that you can't escape the ninja teacher's pursuit? It doesn't matter, now the leader is here to help you get rid of this abominable thing. The great ninjutsu of reality, only 9,998 tails, only 9,998 tails can achieve all this. Hinata Hikaru is calling for the auction of the E-level ninjutsu escape technique and the E-level ninjutsu hide jutsu. Maybe, you can also add some other ninjutsu. The premise is that if these two ninjutsu can be sold, Hinata Hikaru will consider selling D-level, that is, genin level ninjutsu to elementary school students. Hey, senior sister, what you sell is too expensive. The 8-year-old naughty kids who are entering the first grade this semester call 9-year-old Hikaru Hinata as their senior. Unknowingly, Hinata Hikaru also became a senior. This made Namikaze Minato and Namatsu feel the passage of time. The ninja school teaches E-level ninjutsu for free, but your E-level ninjutsu costs 9,998 taels. Some students questioned. Gaga, you don't understand. Hinata shook his head. As the saying goes, harmony makes money. Hinata won't be angry about things that can make money. In the ninja school, we will only teach you the 3 body techniques, but not these E-level ninjutsu. If you don't believe it, you can ask the primitive man over there. Hinata raised her little hand and pointed at a certain ninja teacher who came over with an angry face. Who is the primitive person? Hikari Hinata, you have graduated, why are you still here to cause trouble? Tang said frantically. Didn't he just graduate? Shouldn't he be going on a mission? Why did he come to the ninja school again and there was someone else? Doesn't her mentoring Jounin care? Teacher Dozawa, is it true that the school only teaches the 3 body technique? A first grade primary school student asked immediately. Tangs hesitated for a long time, and finally nodded. Gaga, you heard it, the leader sells it for 9,998 taels, which is not expensive at all. As long as such a small amount of money, you can benefit for life. Not only can you avoid the pursuit of the ninja teacher, but you can also use it when performing tasks in the future. Hinata Hikaru's bragging was so exciting that he deceived the ninja students one after another. Finally, Some primary school students couldn't bear it anymore. I buy. That's it, pay the money and deliver the goods. Hinata Hikaru happily earned another 100,000 and 2 taels. There is one last one, the fixed price is 99.98, no matter how young you are, you can't suffer a loss or be fooled. Hinata shook the scroll and shouted. Huh, boring. Among the crowd, a first-grade primary school student snorted and expressed disdain. The nostrils turned upward, coupled with the clan emblem reflected in the clothes he was wearing. Naturally, the Uchiha clan didn't run away. Just as the student was about to say a few sarcastic words, he was pulled aside by the senior Uchiha students. Hey, don't seek death. The senior student of the Uchiha clan pulled his own clan member. He thought to himself, this naughty kid really doesn't know how high the sky is and how dare he mock Hinata Hikaru. Doesn't he know the title of Hikaru Hinata, the great demon king? Before Hikari graduated, he was the most powerful person in the ninja school, killing people when others blocked him, and killing Uchiha when Uchiha blocked him. Many children of the Uchiha clan have suffered from Hinata Hikaru. Let me go. Isn't she just a hot chick from the Hyuga clan? So what if she's a genin? I'm the protagonist. I can kill monsters beyond my level. The first-year Uchiha group of elementary school students shouted, very dissatisfied. Many children have had dreams of being the protagonist, thinking that they are the masters of the world, that is, Shuyunibu, which is normal. However, reality will always teach them how to behave. Hiss. The next moment, the senior Uchiha student who had strong control over the boy gasped, and his heart skipped a beat, thinking, this is bad. Because he discovered. Hinata looked over. There was a terrifying light shining in those white eyes. Just then, Hinata Hikaru stretched out his hand and said, you, let go of that scumbag. It's not that I don't help you, it's you who is seeking your own death. The senior Uchiha student thought so and quickly let go of his own race. Humph. The first-grade primary school student snorted with great disdain. I don't care if you are a genin or a Hyuga clan, ninja school is not a place for you to run wild. Very good, come up and put a big hat on others first. Hinata Hikaru said that this is very Uchiha. Yasong frowned immediately, and at the same time, an invisible momentum was brewing. Oops, it's the disciplinary committee member. The disciplinary committee member Yesong is angry. During the ninja school, many students had the experience of being hung from a tree by a wild pine tree. As soon as they saw Yesong frowning, they knew that he was probably going to execute justice again. Ga, young man, you seem to be very unconvinced. Hinata looked at the elementary school student with playful eyes. The originally noisy surroundings immediately became quiet. The elementary school students watched the conflict between Hinata Hikaru and Uchiha, thinking that there was something good to watch. Those first-grade students didn't know the terror of Hinata Hikari, and thought she would give in when she saw Uchiha. And those senior students know that, Hinata Hikari doesn't care whether the other person is an Uchiha or, Senju or something. Call your 7th and 8th and here, you are no match for this leader. Hinata pointed out his finger, his tone full of contempt. Why did I call the 7th and the 8th ant? The Uchiha elementary school student was puzzled. Ga, of course it's because you Uchiha clan is like this. If you can't beat me, go home and call your 7th and 8th ant. Hinata sarcastically said. Then the crowd burst into laughter. Because the Uchiha clan is indeed like this. It's normal to call your parents if you can't beat them, and it's normal to sue your teacher too. But the problem is, the Uchiha clan called a large group of relatives and friends, brothers, sisters, uncles, and aunts to take turns to fight. Just like Calabash Baby saving Grandpa. When the Uchiha elementary school student heard this, his eyes suddenly opened wide and his face turned red. Because of Hinata Hikaru's ridicule and the laughter of everyone, he felt that he was insulted. He must teach this hothead of the Hyuga clan a lesson today. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version.